Hey, my MSP friends, Wes Spencer back with you again in our expert lecture series around cyber insurance, what we're calling the future bad guy that you're going to learn to love. Now, here's where we're going to start in this whole lecture is let's talk about what's happened in the market that's led up to where we're at today. So I don't really have to spend much time talking about how breaches came down market. I've talked about this over and over and over in any channel that you follow me. We know that there was an age of bliss in cybersecurity where antivirus and firewall and spam controls ruled the day, and we were good to go because threat actors didn't understand who you are as an SMB. And even when they did go after you for ransomware, it's $10,000, you pay off and you're good to go. And then ransomware actors found out two things that really apply to cyber insurance. The first thing they discovered was SMBs are definitely not nearly as secure, not even close as larger organizations, because they're under-resourced and under-budgeted. And they've really underestimated the fact that they can become a target. And this still exists today. Many of your clients say things like, I'm too small to matter. No one cares about me or my data. I'm not doing anything that's important. We know, of course, that that's not true. The second thing that they learned is that SMBs can actually pay much more than $10,000. In fact, you see the costs of ransomware go up and up and up and up over the past 5-6 years, going into six figures and then even going into seven figures, settling in the average aggregate around $1 million. So once they found this out, it became a feeding frenzy of so many threat actors with no barrier to entry and very, very, very much interest abroad from all of these threat actors, resulting in ransomware attack after ransomware attack. Now flip this and let's go to the insurance side. At the same time, simultaneously as all these things are happening, remember what happened in those motions. In those days before SMBs were heavily attacked, cyber insurance was given out like candy to babies. Like, you get it. It's like Oprah in here. You get cyber insurance. You get cyber insurance. You get cyber insurance. Like literally, it was things like this. Do you have a name? Do you have a business name? And can you fog a mirror? Like, are you a real live person? If you are those things and you get cyber insurance, you want $1 million, $2 million? No big deal. It's going to be super cheap. Because at the time, loss ratios were tiny because they weren't targets of opportunity. And then before you know it, look at all of the data. Over the past year and 2 years, we've seen carriers pull back out of the market because they're seeing loss ratios of 60%, 70%, one even at 100% loss ratios. These are staggering numbers. And insurance companies and corporations learned this scary, sad fact. You know what? Maybe handing out cyber insurance to just about anybody that can fog a mirror is a really bad idea. Maybe we don't actually know how to assess cybersecurity at all. And this is true. You look at what was happening before. They're just like, you'd fill out a form. Do you have antivirus? Do you have a firewall? Do you train your users? And many of the questions were very vague and esoteric. And so you could be like, yeah, sure, I do that. You're not actually asking me to qualify data or prove anything. So sure, I do this, I do this, I do this. And cyber insurance companies were met with a world of hurt. And so what happened? Well, the market became hard. When we say a hard market, we simply mean things are not good for us. Insurance companies as a whole are pulling back from offering. If you're an MSP looking to get E&O, errors and omissions, you know how difficult it is. I've talked to so many MSPs over the past year that have said to me, Wes, my insurance rates have gone up 4x and I made 0 claims, and I've never made a claim and it's gone up 4 times. And my view is, yeah, like that's what's happening in the hard market. There's only so many insurance companies that are willing to play here. And those that are saying it's not as cheap as we thought it was. So we're really going to have to raise the rates here. The other component is the clients. What about them getting their own policies? It's less about cybersecurity E&O and much more about policies. We know that still many SMBs don't have and are not getting and have no interest in policies because they don't understand why they need them. Or when they do get them, they're not asking the right questions. Now, let me pause here and say something really, really important. I am not a licensed cybersecurity agent, and I'm not trying to be. So I'm not going to ever give out cybersecurity advice around rates, around what you need, around coverages. I'm simply talking about the market dynamics, what caused all of this, and how MSPs got caught in the whirlwind, but yet can ride this wave to success for the future. And you need to know this as well, because you're also just an MSP. No offense, but you are. You're not a licensed insurance agent. So there are many things that you and I can't talk about. But what we can talk about is what's happening in the world around us. So that kind of answers where we're at today. And here's kind of the cutting edge of it all right now is cyber insurance carriers and brokers and agents and resellers, they want to get back involved in this, but they need a better way. It's that they didn't pull out of it because they're never going to go back into it again. They pulled out of it because they're like, whoa, what we're doing is not working. So we've just got to axe it now, figure it out, and then we'll stick our toes back in the water to go down this direction again. So that's good news. But the question is going to be, what's it going to look like? And how can MSPs leverage it? Because you're going to have to leverage it. So the other lecture series in this expert lecture series itself around cyber insurance is going to deal with those things. How it's changing, how you as an MSP need to get involved in it, because hear me, you must, and how you can use it to drive better revenue and how you can reduce risk. Thanks.